It's chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is a presentation of the Nebraska State High School Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State basketball broadcasts are presented by NextAg Appraisal and Realty, Sandhills Global, Doane University, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Wingstop, Acres, High Electric, Eustis Body Shop, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, Roofing Service Company, Union Bank and Trust, Lincoln Family Chiropractic, and DOT Highway Safety Office, Jimmy John's, Members Owned Credit Union, Nebraska Army National Guard, Hamilton Telecommunications, and the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame. Now calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
Welcome into Pinnacle Bank Arena as we are ready to go with the Class A state championship game here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Appreciate you guys listening wherever you may be on a Saturday early afternoon, as it is on the FM dial, the mobile app, the websites, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter rather, as well as Allo Cable Channel 961. All places for you guys to find our coverage. This is game 45 of our coverage, if you can believe it. 45 of 48. We have 4 more games to go as we get ready for Papillion-La Vista South and the Omaha Westside Warriors. Myself, Nick Sainert, alongside Jay Foreman. Harrison Orange back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios, pushing all the buttons for us ahead of the Class A title game. Let's start first with Omaha Westside. They come in as the number 2 seed. However, it hasn't looked pretty. They had a dominating win against Lincoln Southwest in the quarterfinal matchup on Wednesday by a score of 87-49. Then they barely scraped by in an ugly matchup against Lincoln Southeast yesterday, 56-52. They're led offensively by Emery Geddick as well as Lee Robinson. However, we're curious, I think is the correct word, Jay Foreman, on what Lee Robinson's leg will look like today. He went through warm-ups. He's good to go, but he was a very vital point and part of Westside's success this year. The freshman point guard banged up yesterday, didn't play the third quarter. Southeast got back into the game. He came back in the fourth quarter, and Westside eventually escaped. For Papillion-La Vista South, it starts and somewhat ends with one guy, and that's Bryson Ball. He put up 30 points yesterday, 21.5 though he averages on the year. The future South Dakota State signee, 6'5", senior forward Bryson Ball is incredible. But Papillion-La Vista South can hurt you in a plethora of ways. Reese Kircher, Levi Webb, even a guy like Jaden Herrera or Grant Beckenhauer at times. There's so many areas that Papillion-La Vista South can hurt you as they come in 25-3 on the year, the number 1 seed in Class A. It technically in the championship is a matchup of a 1 seed and a 2 seed. Pretty chalk so far. Right. However, it didn't feel like that in some of the semifinals and the quarterfinals. Some close games, some close contests, and I think we can both say we hope it's similar here today.
Yeah, I think that, obviously I think Papillion-La Vista South has been the most consistent team all year, right? And I think, Westside's been a close second. I think at one point in time, Westside might have been number 1 or ranked number 1, based on a couple losses there by Papillion-La Vista South. But more importantly, I think how you looked out, in the tournament is a little bit, kind of, it maybe it was just because of who you played. Papillion-La Vista South game maybe looked a little bit more competitive. They played Papio. They know each other. A lot of the kids grew up with each other, and also Papio had the kryptonite per se for Papillion-La Vista South when they beat them earlier in the regular season. Versus Westside played Southwest, who they just had lost to, maybe a little bit of embarrassment. So the revenge factor was there, and they really put the hammer down. And then Westside, played Southeast, who give Southeast a ton of credit. They challenged Westside mentally and physically more than anything. They made enough shots, and they made the game a little bit more junky than they like. Versus Papillion-La Vista South knew, and led by Bryson Ball, that when you play against Miller North, you better bring your A game, because Miller North brought theirs, and it was a classic. Obviously, there was a couple things outside of each team's control that kind of got into the end of it. But you take those 4 plays that we talked about on the call out of it, Papillion-La Vista South, pushed through. And so it's just based on who they played.
Yeah.
But this game right here will come down to essentially the mindset and the willingness of Omaha Westside.
That's the thing, right? Like, we know what to expect from Papillion-La Vista South. I think, though, in 2 games that we've seen between Omaha Westside and Lincoln Southwest, and then obviously Omaha Westside and Lincoln Southeast, we saw 2 different Westside teams show up. On Wednesday, it was decisiveness, it was confidence, and it was comfort.
Yeah.
On Friday, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah. It was 2 different teams in a matter of 36 hours.
Yeah.
And you're 100% right. You had a team that played with more force and the physicality, the mental focus, and the want to in the beginning, in the Wednesday. And then Friday, it was a team that was very hesitant, was running away from contact, and was not dictating the pace. And that's why it's mental, because that's not a skill set. I'd say if you look at Westside's bench 1 through 12 or whatever they have, I think they're the best team in the state, right? You just look at the size, length, skill, all that. But then you look at Papillion-La Vista South, they probably go 7 deep. That's a better team. But I think Westside can compete with. They played earlier in the year, a 1-point victory for Papillion-La Vista South. They played a few weeks later. Yeah. More competitive game than an 18-point victory for Papillion-La Vista South, because of free throws at the end, and they're probably the best free throw shooting team in a long time that we've seen. So now Papillion-La Vista South is facing something that teams face throughout districts and obviously in this tournament. Can you beat them 3 times? But more importantly, can Westside adjust their attitude, mindset, and game plan and make this game a game and get down to the last couple of possessions?
Let's get you rolling with the Omaha Westside Warriors starting lineups, 24-4 on the year, led by head coach Jim Simons. They've been here a lot, 20 times in program history. They've only won the title once. They've been to the state championship game now with today's game 6 times. They are a 4-time runner-up, a 1-time state champion, and they're trying to win their first title since 1980. Jim Simon's trying to take them over the mountaintop here today. They're going to start Lee Robinson, Emery Geddick, Trell Snoddy, Carson Healy, and Tyson Ottovy. And like we said, we got to watch for that left side, that left leg of Lee Robinson.
Yeah, Lee Robinson was banged up, in the decisive victory, against Lincoln Southwest, and came in, I think, a little banged up, right? And then re-entered it, yesterday against Southeast. And I think missing the third quarter was because early Westside had control of the game, but they lost control of the game, and it wasn't necessarily because Lee Robinson wasn't in the game. It's because they let up.
Yeah.
And that's something
as a team,
as a whole, coach to player.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. Then he was able to come back and finish the game, and I think he was the breaking point or the deciding factor.
For Papillion-La Vista South, 25-3 on the year, led by head coach Joel Huser. It's their 5th tournament appearance as a program. But how about this? Never won a state championship title. They can change that today with a win against the Omaha Westside Warriors. Same starting 5 for Coach Huser. Number 12, a 6'3" sophomore Levi Webb. Number 22, a 6-foot senior guard Reese Kircher. Number 23, Grant Beckenhauer. Number 24, Jaden Herrera. And then obviously the man of the show, a 6'5" senior Bryson Ball. Outside of Bryson Ball, though, Jay Foreman, Reese Kirch is a guy that can take over again.
Yeah, he does. He controls the pace, and he is able to get in and out of nicks and crannies in any defensive scheme you have, and the cohesiveness of the 4 main older starters, and Levi Webb gets in there as well. He really stirs the pot offensively and defensively. And so this game, Kircher, Ball, Jaden Herrera hit a big 3, what he did, obviously against Miller North. How Levi Webb is attacked in how he reacts or how he attacks and how Westside reacts. Now, if I'm Westside, I need Emery this is not a time where you shy away. Your A players have to play.
Yeah.
And it's not about everybody playing. Emery Geddick, Avdi, this is a good game for him to actually offset Herrera. Your big-time players and the guys that have been in your program 3 or 4 years, they got to step up in championship.
Papillion-La Vista South trying to win their first title in school history. The starting lineup features not 2 but 3 seniors in Bryson Ball, Reese Kircher, and Jaden Herrera. Bryson Ball will tip it off we'll control the tip for Papillion-La Vista South, while Westside will send Geddick out there to tip things off. The referee walks to the center line with the basketball. Papillion-La Vista South in their whites, Westside in their road blacks. It's a 1-versus-2 matchup here in the Class A title game as Westside controls the opening tip-off and goes to the basket to our left. But immediately, Bryson Ball takes away the pass in the lane off the glass, and Bryson Ball has 2 points to go.
Yeah, one thing about him, he had the scoring prowess, 30 points, but he locks up on D, and that's why you cannot take a play off against him. He plays the passing lane perfectly. Started the game yesterday like this, too.
7.5 to go in the first quarter, 2-0 your score. Top of the key, it's Carson Healy. You can need a big game out of Healy and Oddvity here today, as well as Geddick on the left side for Omaha Westside. Now Robinson has it, the freshman guard. He's an incredible talent. It's Charles Snoddy, top of the key to Healy. Healy to Robinson. Robinson on the left wing, throws right wing to Geddick. Geddick working on Beckenhauer. Here's a 3 by Oddvity, unable to hit it. Healy flies high for the rebound, and it's tracked down by Robinson. That's the type of effort that Westside and Jim Simons will need here today. Robinson for 3, can't connect, and the rebound is cleared by Jaden Herrera.
Yeah, a couple good shots there, but I'd like something attacking the hoop. I think Papillion showed you be physical, and Miller North showed you again. You physical with them, match force with force. You end up on the right side of things. I think sometimes they make you settle for outside shots, and that can't happen.
On the right side for Westside after a missed Papio South 3-pointer, here's Healy driving left side of the lane off the glass. It's too strong. Rebound tipped in the hands of Kircher, and he's out and running. He does not have numbers, but he'll now slow down at the free throw line, pull up jumper, short, rebound tipped out of bounds. It will go to the Westside Warriors.
Yeah, right now the pace is fine with Papillion-La Vista South. Kircher had a really good 1-on-4 fast break, pulled up for a mid-range jumper. Coach Hauser is fine with that. But if I'm Westside, I like the move. I want to be a more authoritative and crisp in my movement, but then I got to get physical. Straight line drives doesn't work well for Papillion-La Vista South.
Omaha Westside inbounds it here, and here comes Trell Snoddy. Snoddy gives it to Healy on the right side. 17 on the possession for Omaha Westside. 6:06 to go in the first quarter. 2-0. 3-pointer on the way for Healy. Off back iron. Rebounded by Trell Snoddy.
Wow.
He puts it back up. Draws contact, and there's the whistle on the foul called as Trell Snoddy will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you play against really good players and players with a lot of fanfare, and rightfully so, Bryson Ball, in my opinion, I think he's better than advertised, right? You forget that he's still a basketball player. Healy is a guy that's played against him a ton of times. You have got to challenge him physically as much as mentally. Yes, he'll block your shot, right? But you got to get into his chest. You can't give him defensive possessions off, because then he will kill you on offense. That's part of it where you got to play the whole game.
Snoddy will go 1 for 2 at the free throw line. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Bryson Ball as he tried to secure the rebound. Yep. He and Healy going after it, and it's going to be a baseline inbound play for Omaha Westside.
And those are the plays right there. You got to make him challenge. You got to make him do some things that he doesn't like to do. And that's as far as, those little things like a mistake right there off of his hands. That's where you got to continue to challenge him. Sometimes players will just let him get it. No, go play basketball and make him play basketball himself.
Here's Westside with the basketball. They inbound it on the baseline. Now Robinson crosses over on Kircher. The floater in the lane. It's no good. It was a good look, and it's rebounded by Healy. The putback. It won't fall, and you got to hit your layups as this one's going to go out of bounds. Westside is like a cat with 4 lives now. They're going to get it back.
Yeah, Bryson Ball is wanting to foul there. There wasn't much there going on. I mean, I think, that's what you have to do. Challenge him. Continue. Yeah. In football, they say how much you want to play football. They say how much you want to play basketball.
2-1 your score. Here's Geddick. Shot fake. Takes one dribble in. Short on the jumper. Westside just can't find the bottom of the bucket as this one's tipped out of bounds. And finally, Papio South will get to play offense.
Yeah, and this is kind of like what Southeast did to Westside. 50-50 balls. Scrapped this game up. You see Avdi out there with a black eye and scratch on his face. You got to get more possessions. more balls up against the glass on the rim.
Here is Papio South with the basketball. They lead it 2-1, 5:27 to go first quarter. On the right side, Reese Kircher with the basketball. He stops on the right wing. Dribbling in is Herrera. Shot fake off the glass. No good, but he is fouled by Oddvity as he got Oddvity to jump on the shot fake. Yep. And Herrera goes to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, a little bit of late help there by Healy. And they're, they had a good matchup there for Herrera. Good job by them, right? Get it to the matchup. Good play there. Good physical play there. But a foul on the shot.
Herrera, his first free throw on the way. It's good. It's now 3-1. Papio South. 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Westside trails by 2. The second free throw as Herrera gets the basketball from the official, takes one dribble, takes another one, spins it backwards and fires away from the free throw line. He made it. It's 4-1, 5:20 to go in the first quarter as Westside inbounds it, and Lee Robinson will bring it across the timeline. Here comes Lee Robinson. He'll hand it off to Geddick, now to Healy. Westside shooting still 0% from the field, 0 for 7 as in the lane. As Oddvity lost the basketball as there was a collision on the floor. On the right side, Levi Webb. First time Levi Webb's touched the basketball today. He drives left side, crosses over, hesitates, kicks it out. Herrera, shot fake, dribble drive on Oddvity, tries to dump it off. Now Ball fires the 3. His shot's blocked and rebounded. Nice defensive play by Trell Snoddy as well as Emery Geddick. As Trell Snoddy brings it up the floor in the lane. Healy gets bumped out to Geddick. Wide open trifecta, and he drains it. We're tied at 4.
That's a really good possession there by Geddick. A scrambled defense, was able to block the all-everything shot, come back and get an open 3. Game tied. This is what you have to do is challenge these guys.
We're almost halfway through the first quarter. We got a tie ball game 4-4. At the top of the key, Bryson Ball hesitates, crossing over left to right. Now gives it to Levi Webb, who goes downhill, center of the lane. And we have a foul with the bucket. Levi Webb will go to the line to shoot one more.
A little late help defense there. You would like Snoddy to really step into the lane instead of watch there. Levi Webb caught the young freshman going under the screen, and that's got to be better communication, right, where Geddick has to let Lee Robinson get there, but the backside defense got to be there. Webb is looking for a 3-point play.
We have a timeout on the floor. 6-4, Papio South. They lead by 2. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into PBA. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman, Harrison Arns back in our studios, 1040 O Street, as Levi Webb will go and try to complete the three-point play. He's able to. It's now 7-4, Papio South over Westside. 4 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Lee Robinson with it on the right side. Robinson now backs out the perimeter, top of the key, Oddvity to Geddick. Geddick drives right side, working on Beckenhauer in the lane. Just missed the wide open layup, and Herrera cleans the glass for Papio.
Yeah, that's how you got to play. I like that force, though, by Geddick, right? It was a purposeful game plan by Millard North. You got to really copy that because you have the size and skill to do so.
Here in the lane, ball slips, falls, passes it out to Kircher. Kircher with the basketball, top of the key, guarded by Lee Robinson. He drives in right side. Great job by the defender, staying vertical, as that was Barfield, and Barfield collects the rebound off the miss. Here comes Lee Robinson, weaving his way through traffic in the lane. What a finish by Lee Robinson.
Yeah, Lee Robinson isn't going to back down from a veteran like Kircher, but I also think you see the insertion of Donnie Barfield. He is not going to back down from anybody. He brings a little bit more toughness than anybody else on that lineup.
Size advantage for Papillion-La Vista South as Herrera works on Robinson. They kick it out. Beckenhauer to Kircher. Papillion-La Vista South leading by 1 with 3:10 to go in the first quarter. Kircher in the lane, gets it stripped, and we have a reach-in foul. A little bit of a delayed call from the far sideline official, but it's going to be the second team foul on Westside.
Yeah, he did a really good job. There's probably a little bit too much hands there. Got locked up there with Avdi. I think Kircher originally thought he had a matchup, advantage, but Avdi hung in there. Just a little bit too much hands. Shot. I'm glad they called that on the floor because he kind of flared his arms like he was shooting it.
3:04 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-6 Papio South. They have the basketball as well. Levi Webb working it at the left elbow, dribbles in the lane, off back iron. It sits and it falls through the nylon. It's 9-6. Some impressive competitive shot making going on here in the early going. 2:45 to play, first quarter. Here is Westside. On the right side, it's Geddick. Geddick with it in the far corner, right in front of Papillion-La Vista South. Now on the right sideline, driving baseline, passing it through. Barfield stepped on the boundary, and that's going to be a turnover, an error pass from Lee Robinson.
Yeah, good idea by Lee Robinson. You might want to try to kick that. You want to have a strong bounce pass there because you got high hands. You try to throw it around the hands. It was too wide for Barfield there.
Monte Brown also into the game for Omaha Westside. He wears number 1 in black. Omaha Westside has a couple of reserves in Monte Brown, Dada, and then also obviously Donnie Barfield that we mentioned earlier in the lane. Levi Webb finds a Bryson Ball who's able to hit it off the glass, and it's now 11-6 Papio South. Here comes Lee Robinson pushing the pace on the right side. Robinson back cut. Monte Brown kicks it through Dada for a wide open 3, and he drains it off the bench.
Yeah, the 6'7" forward comes in. He shot a couple threes in the first round game, nothing but net. Good job there by Lee Robinson finding an open forward in the corner.
Yeah. Here on the right side, it's Reese Kircher. Kircher gets it in to Herrera with Papio South leading by 2, 1:47 to go in the first quarter. Out to Kircher. Kircher with it, crosses over right to left. Now spin move again in the lane. What a move by Kircher as it sat on the rim and it fell.
Right now, this Papillion-La Vista South offense is humming, and I think they feel like they have a matchup or a matchup advantage against Monte Brown. Westside's got to hang in there.
Here's Lee Robinson on the take on Bryson Ball. It's shot is blocked by Ball. Here up the floor we go. Herrera to a trailing Webb in the lane. Now his shot is rejected. Out to Ball. 3 ball. It does not go. Rebound finally collected by Westside. Bryson Ball was wide open from the left wing. Here's Barfield going right at Bryson Ball. Now into the far corner. Back to Barfield. Donnie Barfield gives to Lee Robinson. Robinson left side to Geddick. Geddick at the top of the key. He drives, kicks. Barfield, 3-pointer, will not go. And the rebound is collected by Reese Kircher.
Yeah, you like that offensive set. Probably don't want Barfield shooting. You'd like to see him get downhill. He plays with extreme force. I think his physical nature can pay dividends late in the game.
46 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's 13-9 Papio South. They have the lead in the basketball as Herrera dumps it down low. Bryson Ball wide open. 2 defenders came out. Thought Herrera would shoot the 3. Left Bryson Ball wide open on the block.
Yeah, a little defensive mishap there led to the ultimate teamwork there by Papillion-La Vista South.
Here's Lee Robinson to Barfield. Barfield in the lane. That's going to be a blocking foul called on Bryson Ball. He was asking, did he not lean in with the shoulder? But it's going to be a blocking foul. That's only team foul number 2 on Papio.
But that's how you got to go, though, right, Nick? You can't go around an offense or a player like this. You got to go through him. Straight line drive, shoulder to shoulder, physicality. That's what Barfield brings. That's what Geddick did. You might not get it here now, but it will pay off 2 times late in the game. 26
seconds to go in the first quarter. Healy to Monte Brown. Westside can hold for the final shot as the shot clock is dark. Healy with the basketball on the right side now. Dada gives it to Lee Robinson. Lee Robinson backs it out to the logo, wearing a compression wrap around that left calf area. He has the basketball, crosses it over a couple of times. Couple of facial slaps by the defender, coincidentally, in the lane. Healy should have been fouled, and it was not a call on the floor. At the end of the first quarter, your score, Papillion-La Vista South 15, Omaha Westside 9. As it's getting a little physical here in the Class A title game. We'll come back in 60 seconds with the start of the second quarter here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at NationalGuard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take Dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Class A State Championship game, game 3 of the day. 15-9 is your score. The 5 guys out there for Omaha Westside is Udvity, Trell, Snoddy, Geddick, Healy, and Robinson. It'll be Papillion-La Vista basketball, South basketball to start the second quarter as they will enter in CSEC for the first time.
Yeah.
Papillion-La Vista South will. The other ones also on the game, Papillion-La Vista South, is Brady Alderson, who we have yet to see.
CSEC brings a little bit of physicality there, as far as being able to set picks. And then you got Alderson, who's a little bit of everything, little offset to Kircher to try to give a little bit of ball handling relief.
Here's Kircher, passes out now left side. Kircher gets it back, 3 ball on the way, no good, and it's rebounded by Udvity on the left side. Here comes Lee Robinson across the timeline. Here, Lee Robinson bounces it to Geddick. Geddick to Healy. Now Udvity has it. Udvity has it on the right side, right in front of the Papillion-La Vista South bench. Now Healy with it. Healy, guarded by Bryson Ball, picks up his dribble to Tyson Udvity, to Geddick, back to Trell Snoddy. 11 on the possession. Snoddy stops at the Big Ten logo, gets out of the lane with a pass to Robinson. 5 on the possession. Robinson calling for a screen, working through it. 1 on the game, on the shot clock, in the lane with the bucket. It's good. And Lee Robinson, cool, calm, and collected freshman, goes to the line for one more.
When you see the game plan now here by Coach Simons is get late in the shot clock. And we talked about this yesterday, and I think Miller North did it really well, right? And get late in the shot clock and let your physicality take over. I think when you don't challenge Papillion-La Vista South enough, they get a defensive possession off. Excellent job by the all-everything freshman.
The free throw by Robinson is no good as it's grabbed out of the air by Reese Kircher, the guard for Papillion-La Vista South. Here he has it on the right side, 6:50 to play in the first half, 15-11 your score as Kircher's guarded by Udvity. Here, Kircher crossing over, steps back at the elbow. He shoots the jumper, no good. Rebound tipped out by Ball. It's controlled by Geddick of Westside. They got to run. 2-on-2 break, Geddick in the lane, working. Great move by Emery Geddick.
Good job. Shook the shoes off of Levi Webb, up under. Good dipsy-do right there by Geddick.
Here on the right side, Reese Kircher with the basketball. He gets picked up by Trell Snoddy. Now on the left side, it's Levi Webb to Ball. He'll fire the long-range 3, and he sinks the long-range 3. It's 18-13.
Yeah, Healy knew he made a mistake there. You cannot go under a pick and roll or a screen right there against Bryson Ball. He made him pay once again.
Here's Lee Robinson, gets it to Carson Healy. Healy with Udvity. Udvity now to it on Lee Robinson. Robinson with the basketball, looking around at the top of the key, gets to Snoddy. Snoddy bursts in the lane. The bump, the whistle, and the foul is called as Snoddy goes to the line to shoot 2. The foul will go on Alderson, Brady Alderson, the 6-foot junior for Papillion-La Vista South.
Nick, I think Snoddy came into this tournament real under the radar as a senior, right? Averaged about 5 points a game, hitting 3 big threes yesterday. I like that right there. He caught Alderson in a negative closeout. Physical finish, and he's pretty good from the free throw line. You talk about how the game yesterday was so close. Well, Westside didn't shoot very good from the free throw line.
Yeah.
When you play against Papillion-La Vista South, if everything is equal, that means Bryson Ball does his thing and you do a good job against the other complementary pieces, you have to hit free throws.
Yeah. And that's exactly what Trell Snoddy does. He goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's a 3-point Papillion-La Vista South lead. 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the second quarter. Westside trails by 3. Papillion-La Vista South with the lead has the basketball. Bryson Ball with it on the far side. It's Reese Kircher. Kircher with it on the left wing as he gets picked up by Geddick. Now Udvity will cover him. Kicks it out. Herrera for three, and he sinks it as he stares back to Westside's bench, and he gets told by the referee, hey, we better cut that off.
Yeah,
as Herrera got warned yesterday. We don't forget that part.
Yeah.
Here's Healy, top of the key. Healy crossing over on Ball. He'll drive on the right side. Udvity for a trifecta. It will not go. Rebound tipped out. It's controlled by Udvity. Back in the lane. Robinson. Layup will not fall. And it's rebounded by Bryson Ball.
Yeah, Bryson Ball didn't get a credit for the block there, but he made Lee Robinson change the trajectory of his shot just as good as a block.
Here's Kircher. Jumper. Mid-range. No good, but a foul is called on Lee Robinson on the jump shot. And that will be number 2 on Lee Robinson.
Now here, Coach Simons has a decision to make. Do you go down your bench and bring in Monte Brown, or you bring in Barfield, or do you go super big with Dada? I think you either got to go Barfield or Monte Brown, depending on what what lineup Papillion-La Vista South has in there. And you got to make sure that, or you switch up Snoddy onto Kircher defensively. So you have to make sure that you have a game plan for what if you don't, you could get your all-everything guard in some foul trouble.
They're going to keep Lee Robinson in the game with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter with those 2 fouls as Papio South goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Here's Charles Snoddy to Healy. Healy at the right elbow, spins, backing down Ball. Now out to Snoddy. Snoddy with the basketball to Healy. Healy with it at the top of the key. He dribble drive on the right side, draws the contact, and the shot is blocked by Ball. That's his second rejection of the day as Levi Webb looking for help. He now finds Herrera, left side to Beckenhauer. Beckenhauer into the far corner. Bryson Ball with the basketball. Now he'll spin across the baseline, pass it out to Kircher. 4:20 to go in the second quarter as Papillion-La Vista South leads by 7. Kircher at the elbow to Herrera. Herrera on the shot fake. Kircher, three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound tipped, and it's controlled by Lee Robinson. Robinson pushing the pace. He'll throw it in the near corner. Trifecta. Get it!
Good job there by Lee Robinson. He didn't even go for the rebound, just patted it to himself, got instantly into the fast break, 1 pass 3.
Bryson Ball trying to answer, and he's able to.
Yeah,
Bryson Ball wide open, 25-18.
He didn't make it past half court, so he just set up for a corner 3. Way to answer there by the big-time senior.
Lee Robinson left side. Healy, he'll try his luck. He airballs it off to the right side, and Levi Webb comes away with the missed ball. Now that pass down the floor, thrown in bounds. Westside saves it to Papillion-La Vista South, and Jim Simons needs to call a timeout after a Jaden Herrera layup makes it a 27-18 Papillion-La Vista South lead. Let's go ahead and step aside, come back in 30 seconds, 3:37 to play in the first half here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman, back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Harrison Arns is in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. 3:37 to play in the second quarter. Papillion-La Vista South with their biggest lead of the day so far. At 9, they lead at 27-18 as Westside will have the basketball. Papillion-La Vista South has hit 4 of their last 5 shots from the field. Westside trying to cut into this lead. Here is Barfield. Barfield with it on the right elbow. Spins to Geddick. Geddick hit just a 3 a moment ago. Into the near corner, Udvity to Robinson. Robinson, top of the key now to Barfield. Donnie Barfield crossing over. Tough contested floater will go off back iron, and it's rebounded by Bryson Ball for Papio South.
Yeah, decent possession, good shot there. You probably would have liked a little bit more ball movement. One thing about Papillion-La Vista South that people don't really realize or get enough credit, they are just a byproduct of their superstar player, Bryson Ball.
Here in the lane, Levi Webb out right side. Good pass fake by Herrera. Now he fires it in the corner. Now Herrera to Webb. Webb gets Barfield to fight on the fake. Good recovery by Donnie Barfield defensively. Reese Kircher with the basketball. Ball for 3. He's short. and it's recovered by the Omaha Westside Warriors. Here comes Lee Robinson crossing over in the lane. Lee Robinson's bumped and fouled on the floor. It'll be team foul number 3 of the quarter on Papio South with 2:41 to play in the second.
Yeah, I was talking about Bryson Ball, and the reason why you hit 4 of the last 5 and you go on that mini run right there, Nick, it's because of the extra pass. And it's not just a sloppy pass. It's on time, on target, and it's the willingness of your best player to do everything that a coach asks is why they're here right now. And if I was another high school team or coach, I'd be trying to copy this.
On the right side, it's Geddick for Westside. He hands it off to Snotty, who has it to Donnie Barfield. Combine the names. Now Dada with the basketball in the center of the lane. Lost it out of his hands as the active hands from Herrera, Ball, as well as number 31, Keenan Slobodny was also in there for Papillion-La Vista South. Poked it loose.
Yeah, just gave a little bit of a breather there, and here comes Alderson back in, and he gives you another scoring threat. He's a good driver. He can shoot from the 3, but the active hands of Papillion-La Vista has given everybody in the state tournament a lot of problems.
Here on the top of the key on the right side now, it's Ball. Bryson Ball with 12 points on 5 of 7 from the field. Here Herrera has it, working on Barfield, and that's dribbled off the leg of Papillion-La Vista South. Herrera turns it over right back to Omaha Westside.
And I think that's the strength and the ability to wall up and be steady against a good player like Herrera. I think Herrera has been having his way with whether it's matched up with either Snotty or Lee Robinson in the switch, where then you went up against Barfield. There's a movable object. Good defense there by Barfield.
27-18 is your score. 2:02 to play until halftime. Trell Snotty with the basketball, has it top of the key to Geddick. Geddick working on Beckenhauer in the lane, draws contact, the whistle, and Geddick goes to the line to shoot 2. We've seen Geddick be a different type of player today than we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and that's what you want. I mean, I talked about yesterday during the call that Simons need to challenge his players. He obviously is hurt, obviously, through Geddick, but he's got to make hay today. He's got a matchup advantage to him. He's got to keep bringing it to Papillion-La Vista South. You want to try to knock into this lead without losing time on the clock, and that's a really good play there by Geddick.
27-19 after Geddick hits the first free throw. One more coming up for Geddick. If he can hit this one, he'll be in double figures, and he is.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bryson Ball is clearly the best player in the state and on the court, but I think if you have 5 guys invested in obviously playing this game, you can beat Papillion-La Vista South.
Here's Reese Kircher, top of the key to Ball. Back to Kircher. 1:45 to go until halftime. Beckenhauer to Kircher. Kircher is guarded by Barfield. Now Barfield backs off of him. Kircher on the dribble drive, almost slipped and fell along the baseline to Ball. Bryson Ball against Emery Geddick. That's the matchup to watch here this afternoon. Here's Kircher. Jumper. Good. Yeah. How about that shot by Reese Kircher?
Yeah, he's feeling it. He just missed his last 2. He has a lot of confidence in that pull-up jumper mid-range.
Here's Donnie Barfield. Throws it right side to Trell Snotty. 1:14 to go in the second quarter. Top of the key, Dada. Left side to Lee Robinson. Robinson calling for a screen from Dada. Now Robinson lost the basketball, gets it back, throws it to Barfield. Barfield at the top of the key, working on Herrera in the lane. The floater, it's Robinson. Came out of nowhere, missed a wide open reverse layup, and it's going to be a foul on the rebound attempt by Donnie Barfield on Reese Kircher.
Yeah, Snotty's got to do a really good job here of getting the young freshman Lee Robinson under control emotionally, right? I think physically he's fine, right? And that's obviously showed it. Now he's just a little upset, and sometimes when you get in these big games and the magnitude, the pressure that you're not used to of being against an opponent that fights back kind of overwhelms you. So Simons had to sit him down a little bit, let him get his emotions and his thoughts together. Missed a wide open layup there. I guess I'll call that a pass by Bart.
There you go. on the left side, it's Beckenhauer, top of the key, Herrera, 45 seconds to go. They flash Beckenhauer down low, kick it out, Ball for 3. He is fouled, and Barfield just fouled Bryson Ball from 3-point land, and that's probably not the thing that you wanted to do.
No, it's probably most likely cash money record for 3 points on the free throws. Now, I will tell you, Bryson Ball does a good job of drawing these. This is the 3rd one that he's drawn on a 3-point shot. So what he does a good job is he kind of kicks his feet at the very end towards the defender. Now you closed out. You got to be – the one thing about Papillion-La Vista South and what they make you do, it's the little things. That's why they're so good. They're talented, right? Not overly talented, but they do the little things. They close out. They have active hands. They communicate on offense and defense. They play with and for each other. And then you have a all-star forward, probably most likely the player of the year in the state of Nebraska, that's willing to do more of the little things than maybe you are, and that's why he's so consistent. Because 33 points yesterday, you're like, okay, might be tired.
Yep.
He's already on that mark again today.
Bryson Ball hits his first two. The third one is on the way, and it's also perfect. 33-20 is your score. Rather, 32-20, I'm sorry, is your score. 37 seconds to go in the second quarter. Geddick with the basketball, gets it to Trell Snoddy. Trell with it on the top, gives it to Monte Brown. Now left side Barfield. Barfield with the basketball in the center of the lane, draws contact. The floater will not go by Donnie Barfield, and it's going the other way with Reese Kircher. This is one thing Westside has to avoid, the long lulls of not being able to find the bottom of the bucket, as they are now 1 for their last 9 shooting the basketball, 0 for their last 5. They haven't hit a shot in the last 4 minutes of game time. Here's Kircher, left side Herrera with 5 on the clock. It's Ball. The fadeaway jumper. It does not fall, and that will be the end of the first half. Your score, number 1 seed, Papillion-La Vista South 32, the Omaha Westside Warriors 20. We'll step aside, come back at half, and talk about these first 2 quarters here in just a few minutes. Right here from Pinnacle Bank Arena, Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you on 93.7 The Ticket.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "you have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs. all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had roofing service company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing service company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing service company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer. High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert alongside Jay Foreman. Thanks to Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. As at the half, number one Papillion-La Vista South leads at 32-20 over the Omaha Westside Warriors. Jay, when you look at Papillion-La Vista South, they have just been steady. And you said it in the pregame. The stars have to show up, and the stars have to be the stars, and that's exactly what Bryson Ball's done.
Yeah, he's on a pace of a point a minute.
Yeah, 15 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 3 blocks.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, and that's what you expect, right? And you're going to ask, well, how do you have a 12-point lead? How does Papillion-La Vista have a 12-point lead? They're shooting 50% of from the field. It's even Steven for the threes between the teams, 33%, right? About almost even with the free throws, right? Westside's winning the rebounding advantage, but here's the kicker. Papillion-La Vista South has 12 points in the paint. That lets me know they're executing on offense against that man-to-man defense and a lot of easy shots. That means it's telling me, though, Nick, on the flip side, Westside isn't crisp in their communications, defensive assignments, and rotations. Yeah. Jim Simons gets that covered, and you play the same way and maybe an uptick in scoring production in the second half, you can get right back in this game.
Well, when you look at one of we've seen it so often this tournament where teams just botch easy looks. They just botch easy looks close to the rim. And excuse me, that's what Westside's done. They're 3 for 9 on layups, while Papillion-La Vista South is 5 for 6. Yeah, just the high percentage shots. Westside's getting in the paint and getting good looks. They're just not converting on them. The
effort by Millard South to get Deacon Courtney going early, is something that should have been replicated. Because you look at the way they played and was able to slow the game down and make it more physical. Westside needs to do that. Now, one thing that Westside isn't doing versus Millard South or Millard North yesterday, finishing through contact, right? Yeah. Millard North was going through contact. You got to go through contact, and they're going to challenge every shot, and they're very disciplined when they do try to block shots. They go straight up, so you got to go through contact and not look for it. You got to just embrace it and finish. They do that. That will change the landscape of the game, because when you make those like bunny shots or close-in shots, it stops them from getting into their secondary break or their original fast break.
32-20 your score at the half. Papillion-La Vista South leads the Omaha Westside Warriors. We got a few minutes till we start the third quarter of action here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. We have 3 more games after the conclusion of this one, as we'll have Class C2 coverage coming up at 4:15. We have Class B coverage coming up at 6:15, and it gets wrapped up tonight with Class D2 coverage at 8:15 p.m. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman alongside here as we're at halftime of the Class A title game. Papillion-La Vista South leads by 12. We'll see if Westside has a comeback in them for the Class A crown when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Hello? Hello?
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with yourself for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "You have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainer alongside Jay Foreman as we are ready to get going in the third quarter of action here in the Class A State Championship game. Bryson Ball and the Papillion-La Vista South Titans lead at 32-20 over Omaha Westside. The Warriors looking for their first state championship since 1980. It's almost hard to believe. While Papillion-La Vista South is looking for their first title in school history. Here we go. It'll be Omaha Westside basketball to start. Just a reminder, Lee Robinson has those 2 fouls. He sat down with a couple of minutes left in the second quarter, but they weren't too concerned about him. As Udvity will inbound it from the sideline directly in front of us. as we are ready to go. Put 8 minutes on the game clock. Their official is waiting to give the basketball over to the Omaha Westside Warriors.
You know, right now, Westside Warriors got to get started quickly, you know, but both by execution, but then by energy. You saw Papillion-La Vista South in both games against Papio and then obviously against Miller North. I think they started the second half probably better than any team we've seen in the tournament so far. And so halftime adjustments, you know, obviously reign true regular season, but more importantly, the state championship.
All right, they'll inbound it here to Lee Robinson. Lee Robinson with the basketball on the right side. It's Trell Snoddy. Snoddy with it, top of the key. Udvity, left side, Healy. Healy with it on the left elbow. In the lane, Healy kicks it out to Robinson, now to Trell Snoddy. Snoddy crossing over, working on Levi Webb. Now Geddick. Geddick had himself a nice first half with 10 points. He has the basketball in the near corner just inside the perimeter. He drives in, spin move, the jumper, no good. Tip try, and it falls. How about Lee Robinson able to get the tip to go in with the foul?
Good job by Lee Robinson. Looked like he was gimping around a little bit. He's going to have to really bear down here to see what he's made of. Good job of really lulling Kircher to sleep. Backside rebound. He's longer. He's 6 feet. He's 6 foot tall, but his arms are long. His wingspan makes him play a lot bigger.
32-22 is your score as the free throw is good by Lee Robinson. Now make it 32-23. 7:28 to go in the third quarter. Papillion-La Vista South has the basketball. They'll bring it across the timeline as the Titans have it. Bryson Ball with the ball. Now 15 points on the day for Bryson Ball. Here's Herrera on the top. Passes it right side to Ball. Bryson Ball, the younger brother of Husker softball star Jordy Ball. Jordy just surpassed 100 strikeouts on the season, if you can believe it, yesterday from the pitcher's circle. But now Levi Webb just drains a mid-range jumper from the elbow. Nice shot here as Westside is out and running. On the left side, it's Carson Healy. Healy now to Udvity. Udvity to Snoddy. Snoddy to Robinson. Robinson with 6:49 to go in the third quarter. They pass it to Udvity. 34-23 is your score. Papio South with an 11-point lead. Snoddy with the basketball, passes it right wing to Geddick. Now to Udvity in the corner. Back to Healy. 12 on the possession here for Lee Robinson and the Warriors as Robinson gets going. He lost the basketball, throws it into the corner. 3 ball on the way. Healy!
Yeah, Lee Robinson does the little things better than a lot of older players. Stick-to-itiveness is key.
But in the lane, Reese Kircher, he tried to draw a foul, go fast, and unable to get the layup to go. Snoddy trying to return the favor as now Trell Snoddy loses the basketball. The pass up the floor, and it's going to be off the leg of Kircher.
Yeah, really.
Oh, no, the referee almost slipped and fell. That was off the leg of Kircher. That's the right call, as it's going to be Westside basketball.
A really heads-up play there by Healy. He probably knew Kircher probably had a little bit more speed to the ball. He slapped it off the knee and used Kircher's speed against him. Now you see it. This is the first time I think Papillion-La Vista South is facing a little bit of a force coming out of halftime.
That was a really impressive play by Carson Healy as he tracked down that loose ball. Robinson into the corner, Snoddy. Snoddy with the basketball right in front of Jim Simons in the west side bench. Here's Snoddy in the lane. He stops, kicks corner to Udvity. He drives on Herrera, puts up a contested shot, and we have ourselves a 6-point game.
And that's what you need. You need some spark out of Udvity, and then obviously you need to get it to keep going. You got to fight force with force because you know Papillion-La Vista is going to bring it.
Here on the right side, it is Kircher. Kircher has it on the right wing. 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Papillion-La Vista South with the basketball up by 6. It's 34-28. Pass to Herrera. He throws into the corner. Beckenhauer for a three-pointer. No good. And it's rebounded by Udvity. Here up the floor we go with Snoddy. Pushing the pace. In transition, the layup is no good. But Snoddy's going to the line to shoot 2. And Westside has come out in the second half with a mentality of we're going to go fast and we're going to go hard.
This is how they played in their first game against Lincoln Southwest, and that's what you'd like to see from there going forward. Off the glass, you probably had the guy that you wanted to shoot, Beckenhauer, who's a capable player, but that was his first shot of the game. Got it up the sideline. Snoddy with a good physical play. I think the difference is, Nick, there's no loop in what they're doing. And what I mean by that, there's no arc in their cuts. There's no when they drive, they're driving through contact. That's probably the biggest adjustment coming out of halftime.
Both free throws are good for Snoddy, and we have a 4-point ball game. It's 34-30 6-0 run, or 7-0 run rather, in the last 1 minute and 15 seconds as Ball tries to change that high off the glass. No good. And Geddick with the defensive rebound. Westside pushing it across the timeline to Geddick. Geddick in the lane. The floater, no good. Missed everything, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Papillion-La Vista South Titans.
Yeah, it was a big missed call right there, Nick. Geddick is looking at it. As he was shooting, his arm got dragged down. He was waiting for that call, but good job there. I like the force that they're playing with. You're not going to get scores every time.
4:45 to go, third quarter. Here's Herrera at the top of the key. He looks around. Herrera guarded by Udvity. He lost the basketball, and it's going to go into the media table here directly below us. As it'll be.
I had to steal it. Yeah, I had to get one, man.
34-30 your score.
That's the rebounding edge I used to have right there. Quick hands.
4 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. They inbounded here to Kircher. Kircher with the basketball. 34-30, Papillion-La Vista South leads. To Levi Webb. Webb at the elbow, jumper, good.
Yeah, he's smooth as ice cream right there. The young sophomore struggled against Millard North. He's bringing that X factor that he's known for today.
That stops a 7-0 run of Westside. Now here's Snoddy to Healy. Healy trying to drive baseline on Ball. Gets rejected, spins around to Snoddy. Snoddy goes up and high points that basketball back to Healy in the far corner on the left side. Here's Healy with 4:05 on the game clock. The three-pointer, Udvity.
Oh, that didn't even hit the net right there, right in motion. Good job, good offense there. Good job by Healy of challenging Ball, hitting his big senior.
It's 36-33. Westside has come out guns a-blazing in the third quarter. They've hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Here's Beckenhauer to Ball. Ball, jumper, too strong, and Westside can tie it with a 3 off of the Papillion-La Vista South miss. They get it out. Healy to tie. We're tied.
Oh, bang, and that's set up by Lee Robinson. Forceful drive, kick out, big-time shot by Healy. The Westside Warriors fans are up at it right now.
36 all. Coach Heiser on that Papillion-La Vista South sideline. Lets them play on. Doesn't worry about a timeout. As Kircher trying to answer, he can't do it. Rebound tipped. Geddick has it. Westside trying to get their first lead of the game if they can score a point here. Healy, the dribble drive, the dump off. Udvity can't hang on to it. And Kircher coming the other way. The bounce pass up the floor. Now Herrera can't hang on to it. It's turned over. Westside basketball with 2:54 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Nick, the faster pace and the more physical pace.
Snoddy
with a big-time shot there by the senior.
Westside is up by 2, 38-36, 2:39 to go as Westside, a 15-2 run over the last 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Kircher, right to left, in the lane, tied, 38 all.
Had to match up against Avity. Good take there by Kircher. They have players that can come and stop runs at all 5 spots.
On the top of the key, now Udvity with the basketball, 2:18 to play third quarter. Geddick with it, driving left side, spin move in the lane, Emery Geddick.
Oh, and one. He didn't get the call a few possessions ago. Up through contact, he has the matchup advantage against Beckenhauer. Big time game from Geddick tonight. This is what you need right here. You got a challenge, force to force. Westside Warriors have woke up in the second half. Great job by Jim Simons.
40-38 with a free throw coming up in 90 seconds. We'll step aside here in the Class A state championship game on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alrighty, so Emory Geddick able to convert the and one. It's now 41-38 with 2:03 to go in the third quarter. Here is Papillion-La Vista South. Ball to Ty, and he drains it. We're squared at 41. Here we go. 1:52 to go in the third quarter. Bryson Ball now has 18 on the day.
Yeah,
to the left side, Geddick. Geddick to answer. Can't do it, and Levi Webb cleans up the miss.
Yeah, you got to still make them play defense. Sometimes you got to. That's the discipline that you have to have there. Big time shot there by Ball.
Kircher fakes the handoff to Ball. Now cross court, Herrera. He'll shot fake in the lane. Nobody stops him. The layup in the lane is good by Jaden Herrera. It's 43-41. Here comes Lee Robinson. 1:22 to play, third quarter to Healy. Healy with the basketball at the top of the key to Geddick. Left side, Dada. Dada with the basketball, backs it out to the logo, now to Geddick. 1:12 to go, third quarter. We got a whole nother quarter to go. On the left side, Lee Robinson crosses over, top of the key, Robinson. Dada with the basketball, 12 to shoot. The mid-range jumper, and it bounces halfway down and bounced out, and it's going to be Papillion-La Vista South basketball with less than a minute to go in the third quarter. 43-41 is your score as Papillion-La Vista South has the ball to Levi Webb on the right wing. Webb to Kircher, top of the key, pass fakes into the corner. Now Kircher has it, working on Geddick, beats him off the dribble, layup in the lane is good by Reese Kircher.
Yeah, good job by Reese Kircher extending the ball against a taller defender. Easy layup for the senior.
33 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's 45-41 on the near side with Snoddy. Snoddy with the basketball, 26 to go in the quarter. Here on the right side, Snoddy crosses over the floater, fading away. Trell Snoddy, welcome to the party. It's 17 seconds to go in the third quarter, 45-43. Papio South leads by 2 over Westside. Papio South has the basketball. Reese Kircher to Bryson Ball. 6 on the game clock in the third quarter. 3 on the game clock in the third quarter. Herrera, the floater at the horn. It does not go, and we are going to the fourth quarter with Papillion-La Vista South leading 45-43 over the Omaha Westside Warriors. Here from Pinnacle Bank Arena, it's the Class A title game on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Buckle up, folks. 8 minutes to go in the game. 45-43 your score. Papio South out in front by 2 over Omaha Westside. We will have an extended break after this game as we will then get ready to turn our attention into session number 2 of it will feature Class C2 action, Class B, and then Class D2 to wrap up the evening. 45-43 is your score. Papillion-La Vista South has the basketball to start the fourth quarter, leading by a pair. Bryson Ball has it on the left wing. He hands it off to Kircher. Kircher crossing over. He picks up his dribble. He now pass deflected, taken away by Lee Robinson. It's a turnover. Westside pushing the pace in the lane. Lee Robinson and unable to get the layup. Udvity able to grab the offensive board. He'll put it back up, but he's fouled on the floor.
Yeah, good job by Udvity. He's still chasing it, even though Lee Robinson felt like he got fouled on the shot. Levi Webb felt like it was all ball, but a good job of active hands now for Westside. And they've done a pretty good job on Bryson Ball in the third quarter in the first possession. They were trying to force that ball there, right? What do? You have a superstar player that run the offense through him. They didn't let it get started. Westside is on the attack.
Westside has a complete mentality shift. It looks like a completely different team than what we saw yesterday in the second half, and it's a positive thing if you're head coach Jim Simons. Lee Robinson, right side Snotty, into the corner Healy. Healy's hit some big shots down the stretch here. 7:24 to go, fourth quarter. Three ball for the lead. Bang!
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Terrell Snotty, he said, listen, I've been playing a backup role all season. Championship game, I'm here to party.
Bryson Ball in the lane. He can't hit the layup. He slaps the backboard in frustration. Now the pass up the floor to Snotty. Snotty with the basketball in the far corner. Westside has their first lead of the day at 46-45. Rather, second lead of the day. Excuse me. They led late in that third quarter by 3 at one point. 46-45. Healy has the basketball on the near side now to Geddick. Geddick crossing over, gives it to Snotty. Snotty down the left side of the lane, gets bumped, no call. He retreats. Now to Robinson. Robinson dribbles behind the back, crosses over in the lane. Lee Robinson can't get the layup to fall, and it's rebounded by Herrera with some flashy moves. The pass up the floor to Beckenhauer. Kircher rushing down the floor, bounces it out. Three ball on the way for Papio South. It does not fall. It's tipped out of bounds off of Westside.
Oh, yeah, helter-skelter there. Lee Robinson wanted the call. That's a big missed call down there, Nick. An excellent move, inside-outside move, got into it, got hacked. But give Westside credit. They didn't pout, came back and held force and played some good defense.
46-45 is your score. 6:22 to go in the fourth quarter. Westside leads by 1 over number 1 Papio South. Here's Herrera working on Udvity. Underneath the bucket, the reverse layup is good.
Yeah, a little sneaky move there. Kevin McHale special there underneath the hoop. Big shot there by Herrera.
Here comes Lee Robinson with Westside now down by 1. 6:07 to play in the fourth quarter as PBA has rose to their feet. On the right side, Dada for 3. No good. The rebound caroms out. Dada gets it back. It's tipped around, and it's saved by Papio South and Bryson Ball.
Oh, they missed the bump there on Dada on the 3. But you know what? It's a physical game. They're letting them play here, Nick. They got to let them play the rest of the game.
On the right side, Reese Kircher with it, top of the key. Working on Udvity. Kircher falls over, kicks it out. Herrera for 3.
Oh, big-time shot. I think Herrera is that dude. He's letting Geddick know about it. He's been talking all that noise all weekend. He's backing it up big time.
We have a Jim Simons timeout. 5:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Papio South leads it 50-46 over Omaha Westside with 5:29 to play in the game. We'll come back in 30 seconds right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is 50-46, 5:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Papio South leads Omaha Westside. Jay, combined between the two teams, just 3 bench points. Their starters playing a lot of minutes today.
Hey, there's no tomorrow. This is it. You're the championship game. You're playing for it all. Westside's made a charge. Papillion-La Vista South is made of, obviously a recharge. And so now you got 5 minutes to 29 seconds to see who's going to be the champ.
That's right. 5:29 to go. Fourth quarter. Here's Lee Robinson. He
got him
hesitates.
again.
Great move off the bounce, and he gets
That's
the
an
layup
old
to
school
go.
move right there. A little head fake. Easy up and under by the all-everything freshman. Lee Robinson has raised his game the last 2.5 quarters.
50-48 your score. Papio South out in front by 2. They have the basketball. Levi Webb with it. Now Herrera with the Titans leading 50-48. We are under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Kircher with the basketball. Kicks it to Herrera. Down low, Beckenhauer. Great find by Herrera.
That's teamwork, and that's continuity when you played with each other 3 or 4 years. Good shot there. Good assist there by Herrera.
52-48 after the Beckenhauer layup. 4:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Lee Robinson crossing over at the top of the key into the far wing. Here it is with Snoddy. He drives in, tries the acrobatic finish. It does not go, and ball clears the glass.
You know, right there, a little bit out of control there by Snoddy, but I know Jim Simons is okay with that because the senior stepped up big today.
Here on the right side, it's Reese Kircher. 4:22 to go, fourth quarter, 52-48. Papillion-La Vista South with a 4-point lead. Bryson Ball, now left side Webb, finds Herrera flashing, and the layup will not go, but they're going to get a foul on the floor as he was held trying to cut towards the rim. They're going to get number 4, Trell Snoddy with it. I think that's the right call, Jay.
Yeah, it is, and it was a really good sneaky play. All the eyes went to Bryson Ball.
Yeah.
He kind of faded. A ghost screen there by Herrera, caught Snoddy in a no-win situation.
Here's Ball. He steps back, top of the key, now Ball with it. He'll fire the long 3, and that's an air ball.
Those are the same shots that he was hitting yesterday. He didn't seem like he missed the layup and then missed that one. Webb thought it was going in, but that's a good break for Westside right there because you got to really respect his NBA range.
Here on the right side, it's Trell Snoddy to Carson Healy. We're under 4 minutes to go in the Class A title game. Lee Robinson beating him off the dribble. He's bumped. No bucket, but he will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Yeah. Lee Robinson.
Kircher said he had his hand straight up, but he bumped him hard on the initial drive. And the one thing about Lee Robinson, right, being 6 foot and a freshman, long arms, so the wingspan there, so he's able to get to the hoop, but built, sturdy. He can withstand contact.
52-48, 3:54 to go in the fourth quarter. On the right side now, it is Trell Snoddy. Snoddy with the basketball gets to Geddick, who's been quiet as of late. Geddick in the lane, spins around the jumper. It's banked in.
You know what that is, Nick. ATM, open anytime, anywhere, any place. Great shot there by the 6'6" sophomore forward.
52-50, 3:32 to go in the fourth quarter. Here on the left side, it's Levi Webb. On the right side, Herrera for another 3.
There he is. The complimentary players of the Titans always step up, and Herrera is first on that list.
Here on the right side, it's Snoddy. It's 55-50, Papillion-La Vista South after the Jaden Herrera 3-point shot. On the right side now, Udvity. Udvity hands it off. Lee Robinson splits the 2 defenders in the lane. Off the glass. What about Lee Robinson?
Yeah, right there over the all-everything forward. Lee Robinson, the star is born today.
Here's Ball working on the defender. He kicks it out to Kircher. Kircher wanted a foul on Bryson Ball.
Yeah.
But Bryson Ball says, hey, man, just play basketball. Don't worry about it. He even gave him the little hand gesture to stop. Here's Beckenhauer for 3. Missed it, and the rebound collected by Trell Snoddy. Here comes Westside, down by 3. Here to a trailing Healy for the tie. Missed it bad.
Yeah.
Well short as Reese Kircher now has it. Across the timeline he goes. Little physicality here as Coach Heiser wants to call a timeout for Papio South.
Man, a nonstop action, some really good basketball. It's no different than we saw yesterday against Miller North in reference to Papillion-La Vista South. And so right now it's back and forth. You got big-time players stepping up. I think Herrera is stepped up big time. He did it really in the first game against Papio.
Yeah.
I kind of think he was the really deciding factor. Obviously, Bryson Ball is always special, and they did a really good job on him yesterday. Listen, back-to-back 3s on possession from him. He said he's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's doing a really good job on defense. Now, also, here's also something that if I'm Coach Simons in the timeout, Levi Webb, who's played excellent today, right? An all-around game, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, but he has 9 points. He has 4 fouls. I got to go at him. It's not just him getting out of the game. It's messing up the continuity of their offense. They have to bring a bench player up because it seems like Papillion-La Vista South, Nick, hasn't had a sub in probably about 2 quarters, right? Now, if I'm Westside, I want to amp up the pressure. 2 minutes left, essentially, and you have a deeper bench. I got Geddick. I got the Avidi coming alive. I got a little bit of the spiciness with Healy, and then also Snotty has been big time. You got to really push it here, and you got to know this next possession is going to go through Bryson Ball. Its communication is at the utmost important on defense, and then execution on offense.
It is 55-52. Papillion-La Vista South leads by 3, and they will have a sideline inbound right next to their bench by the scores table. Papillion-La Vista South, they get it into Bryson Ball. They lead with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. On the right side, this is Kircher with it. Kircher has it on the right wing, guarded by Lee Robinson, tries to beat him off the dribble, gets turned away, now finds a back cut. Beckenhauer can't hit the easy layup. Here comes Westside, down by 3 to Udvity. Now Snotty to Healy. Healy just airballed a 3 a moment ago as Geddick has the basketball. Geddick guarded by Beckenhauer to Snotty at the logo. They reset. Jim Simons directing traffic along the west side sideline. Here is Udvity. Udvity to Robinson. He snakes through 2 defenders, crossing over in the lane, turns the bump, and he is fouled by Reese Kircher.
Yeah, he's giving Reese Kircher a lot of problems right now. As crafty as Kircher is, Lee Robinson is just as crafty now, and also he's stronger. The snake dribble, and he knows he's quick enough to go get it deep into the lane at the Big Ten logo. And one thing I was going to say, Nick, as you were calling the play-by-play action, is they didn't need a 3 there.
No.
I like the patience there by Westside.
1:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Both of these teams have shot the free throws incredibly well. Westside 9 for 11, Papio South 7 for 8 as Lee Robinson drains the first.
Yeah, Lee Robinson started a little slow. He picked up the pace. You know, he's got 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal. This is a big-time game here for the freshman.
Lee Robinson with one more free throw coming up to make it a 1-point game. He's got it.
Yeah, there it is. Now you got to lock in a little bit of a pressure there, pressure right here on Kircher. You got to pick up here, 3-quarter court. You don't want this well-oiled machine to get started.
1 minute, 30 seconds to go in the Class A title game. Here's Kircher, top of the key. He has it left side now. Beckenhauer down low. Who else would you go to but Bryson Ball? That tip pass, Herrera. It was tipped out of bounds off of Westside. It's going to stay with Papio South. 1:19 to play. Fourth quarter, 55-54.
Yeah, you like this right here if I'm Westside, because first of all, you've done enough to cause Papillion-La Vista South to call a timeout, but then also to forget their substitute.
Levi Webb to inbound. They get it into Beckenhauer. Now to Kircher. 1:15 to play. Fourth quarter, Westside down 1. Papio South with the basketball. Kircher crossing over on Healy. He throws it through. Beckenhauer. That pass deflected. Herrera yells at Beckenhauer, says, "Throw me the ball," as it was deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Papio South.
Yeah, Herrera wanted Beckenhauer to shoot it. He was wide open. Sometimes the extra pass comes back to bite you.
4 seconds on the possession. 1:06 to play. There to inbound. Kircher gets it in, and we have a whistle and a timeout by Papio South with 1:06 to play in the fourth quarter. The shot clock will still have 4 seconds on it. It's a 30-second timeout. 55-54 your score.
Yeah, really, really good job there by Westside of being patient, not panicking. We saw a couple times yesterday, both in Class B, where the younger players panic. Really good job by Lee Robinson keeping his head in the game, communicating probably more effectively in this stressful environment than they had maybe earlier in the game. So the adjustments by Coach Simon and the staff of the Westside and the players that came to fruition here. Now they just got to make one more push to get over that edge in the last minute and 6 seconds. So 4 seconds here. You know it's going to go through 20. You don't want to lose a complimentary player with Beckenhauer inbounding. He is the most dangerous because everybody's going to go to 20 and 12 here.
They inbounded to Kircher. 3 on the shot clock. Kircher, elbow jumper, ice cold.
Yeah, he liked that, and that's what he's been trying to get off all day. You knew he was going to shoot it. Run stopper, big-time play there.
Jim Simons wants to call a timeout with 55.2 to go in the game. It's a full timeout. Let's step aside 30 seconds, and we're back for the final minute of action here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Jay Foreman, here's the scene for you. 55 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It's 57-54. Papio South has the lead over Omaha Westside, but Westside has the basketball here in the Class A title game.
Yeah, right now you got to think of, how many possessions you can get with 55 seconds left. And obviously you don't have to shoot a three, even though you're down by 3. You want to get the ball, to your best player. But my big emphasis is playing with force. You've been able to really make some hay against Kircher. You have Geddick, who has a matchup advantage against Beckenhauer. Use that, but then also make sure who you're going to foul if you don't make it.
PBA is on their feet as we are under 50 seconds to go. Westside has the basketball on the right side. Healy to the rim, off the glass and in. It's a 1-point ball game. Jim Simons wants to talk things over for 30 seconds.
He caught Bryson Ball a little asleep there, and that's what I talked about earlier in the game, Nick. You got to challenge star players. Healy has that edge, plays with enough spiciness, the senior left-hand dribble, and he got into contact, finished. Could have got an and one, but a really good job there. Now, if I'm Jim Simons here, I'm thinking, okay, when are we going to foul? How are we going to foul? Only one team foul for Westside, so you got to really do it quick if you're going to try to stop this flow. You will get another possession if everything holds true, because 42 seconds left, 35 seconds shot clock. If I'm Coach Hauser over here, Papillion-La Vista South, I want the ball in Bryson Ball's hands, and if I need somebody to shoot free throws, I want it in Herrera's hands. Kircher has struggled a little bit in the last 3 games from the free throw line. And when you look at him right now, he missed 1 tonight, but he hasn't looked comfortable. So on the flip side, if I'm Jim Simons, I'm gonna try to do that. Don't want to give up anything easy or nothing cheap or deep, but then also have a plan to try to get 2 possessions here, even though there's 42 seconds left.
Papio South trying to capture their first state title in school history, while Westside trying to capture their first since 1980. 57-56 is your score. Kircher has the basketball. On the right side, Reese Kircher. He gets switched on to Udvity. Udvity defending him as Kircher brings it out. There's a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Westside's not fouling.
No, they're going to play D. Let's go, because they had the 4 fouls to make up. They're going to go get it.
Westside has 1 timeout remaining. Jim Simons squatting down, and now Papillion-La Vista South with 8 on the possession will call a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Hauser knew exactly when he wanted the timeout, and he knows where he wants it at. He wants a sideline out of bounds right at his bench. Look right here. You've seen that when under 4 seconds, it's going to the first guy that gets the pass. 8 seconds allows you to either do 2 things.
Yeah.
Get it to Kircher and let him make a quick decision. Obviously, you got to stay on Bryson Ball, or you rotate it after 2 passes to Bryson Ball for a 3. On the flip side, there's a lot to worry about, Nick, defensively. Sometimes with 8 seconds left, the most dangerous guy is the guy that inbounds the ball. So if it changes from Beckenhauer to maybe Herrera, look for Herrera to take the shot. My guess is it's going through and in Bryson Ball's hands. He's been phenomenal all year long. He's been the best player in the state. He's been the best player in this tournament. One more time, you go back to the well. He's at half court right now. Look for some action to get him something downhill, because they have the 1-point lead, possibly to extend it to 3 so they can defend the 3.
So 15.2 is on the game clock. 8 seconds is on the possession. Jim Simons is having a conversation with the official. I'm sure it's a timeout situation there.
Yeah.
As Reese Kircher has the basketball from the official. Kircher, the inbounder. He gets it into Herrera. He looks around. He gets to Kircher. Kircher to Ball for the 3. And he is fouled. He is fouled by Healy. Carson Healy just fouled Bryson Ball, and Bryson Ball is going to go to the line to shoot 3 shots.
Wow. I mean, you got to look at the replay here. That's a big-time call. Watch the kick of the feet. Watch this, Nick. Watch the feet. See that right there?
As it's a foul on the 3-pointer. 57-56 your score. Bryson Ball at the line. 1 free throw up, and it's in.
Yeah,
2 more free throws to go.
Second day in a row. You know, but you know what? I can see the call. It's a big time call right there. Papillion-La Vista South has been on the good end. Some bang bang calls here in the state
9
tournament.
seconds to go. One more free throw. It's still good. It is a 3-point Papio South lead. And Bryson Ball just looked around and said, do not foul.
Yeah, right now, you know, once it goes in, you know, Jim Simons is going to have to – they're probably going to give up a quick 2. But right now, Papillion-La Vista South is just thinking they just got to get the ball in.
One more free throw for Bryson Ball to put Papillion-La Vista South up by 4. He's got it. And it's a timeout for Papio South.
Yeah, I mean,
it is a 30-second timeout. If you're Westside, 60-56, you're down by 4. Westside is with 9.8 to go in the fourth quarter. Westside has one timeout. Papio South has one timeout.
Yeah, Nick, and unfortunately for Westside, any jump ball, if you make a 2, goes back to Papillion-La Vista South. So you got to think 2 possessions ahead because you don't have enough fouls to foul enough. Even if you score within 3 seconds and get a quick timeout, what Jim Simons has, you don't have enough time to keep fouling. So you got to think jump ball. So you got to go steal a jump ball and get a quick shot. You know, if you score within 4 or 5 seconds, and so you're going to see pressure here by Beckenhauer. So look for Lee Robinson, something to the rack. But he's going to have to weave through traffic here. So it's a good job here by Coach Hauser and the Titans here to make it a little bit harder on him.
9 seconds to go in the game. Healy inbounds it to Robinson, and Robinson is fouled by Papio South with 8.8 to go in the game. It'll be a sideline inbound here in just a moment for Westside. 8.8 on the game clock. The next foul will put Westside in the bonus. They get it into Robinson. He'll cross the timeline. Robinson going to the rack.
Oh, that's
He's
a foul.
bumped. He's laid in, and we have a timeout called by Westside. They trail at 60-58. 4.3 to go in the fourth quarter here at PBA. They're going to put number 13,
Reeves,
as that is Brendan Reeves, into the game. He's going to sub in. 4.3 on the game clock. 60-58 is your score as Lee Robinson with an acrobatic finish. Westside's hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Papio South as a team is hitting 50% of their shots from the field. And here's the most important stat in crunch time with 4.3 to go in the fourth quarter. Papio South is 10 for 11. 91% from the free throw line.
Yeah, and Westside's not too shabby either, but I think, look, I'm either fouling Kircher or Beckenhauer. That's what I'm doing. I mean, Beckenhauer has only made 1 shot in 0 for 2 from 3. So, look, it's it's pick your poison, but those are the 2 I'm going to try to foul. And it's Kircher only because he's the only one, unfortunately, or fortunately and unfortunately, for Papillion-La Vista South that missed one. Now, if I'm Westside now, you know, I gotta have excellent communication, who I'm switching, and who we're trying to foul. But I'm gonna try to get a jump ball here.
So Herrera will be the inbounder. They have to go the full length of the floor. They can run the baseline. They're running it. They get it in to Bryson Ball, and Ball is fouled with 3.1 on the game clock. Bryson Ball will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. No, excuse me. That is only the 3rd team foul on Westside, so they still have to foul 2 more times.
Yeah, that's
in
why you got to go.
You're
almost better to try to go for a jump ball, but Bryson Ball is such a good athlete. He was able to outrun their Snotty right there to get that and eat up a couple seconds off the clock.
So sideline inbound as Papio South trying to capture their first title, and that will be. We have one that says a timeout, one player or one official saying a foul. We have one official calling a timeout, one official called a foul. We're going to see what the call is, and it's going to be a foul.
Yeah, I think it was a hold on Bryson Ball there before the timeout call. So if I'm Jim Simons, I like this. Now we can foul right now, at least get a chance at a heave. You just can't let them get it in, and then the clock runs out.
3.1 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 60-58. Papio South on top of Westside. Sideline inbound directly across the way from us as it's inbound Herrera to Levi Webb, and Levi Webb is fouled, and Webb is going to go to the line to shoot 2 shots 2.4 seconds to go in the fourth quarter as Levi Webb is 1 for 1 from the free throw line tonight. He has 9 points. He will go to the line. Levi Webb for Papio South, a 6'3" sophomore. He has 9 points on the afternoon. He's 1 for 1 from the line tonight. First one is good.
Yeah, good job there by the young sophomore. The lefty has stepped up big today. Come up with some big shots. Hasn't got a lot of opportunities because you play in the shadows of Bryson Ball, but I think he's played excellent for a young sophomore.
So now they put in 3-point specialists in Geddick and Dada in case he misses this one. Westside does not have a timeout on the lane. It's missed. Lee Robinson, he heaves it up at the horn. It's no good. And for the first time in school history, the Papillion-La Vista South Titans are your Class A state champions as they win a thriller over Omaha Westside, 61-58 here at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, it's only fitted for Bryson Ball to push through. He was excellent today. The whole team was excellent all tournament. I think they've had the hardest road to toe. Yeah. They've answered the bell magnificently. Great coaching job there by Coach Hauser. Phenomenal job by the whole Papillion-La Vista South basketball team, the Titans. But I'm going to tell you what, the Omaha Westside Warriors gave them everything they could handle. Yeah. And some unfortunate breaks didn't go their way. But I think the ability to go in at halftime and be down by 12 and take the lead not only once but twice shows you the Westside Warriors are a formidable challenge. I know they're, obviously disappointed right now. And I think it actually ended up being, Nick, 60 to 58. But it doesn't really matter because you win or you lose. But at the end of the day, it was a really valiant effort there by, Coach Simons and his crew. Just a little bit too little, too late. But let's talk about Bryson Ball. I mean, how phenomenal he's been all tournament. And it's been a joy to watch. I think you kind of hear about him and you see him every once in a while on TV, but see him up close and personal, I think, is you just don't give him enough credit.
So Westside was down by 12 at the half. They then come back. They outscored Papillion-La Vista South 23-13 in the third quarter, and then Papio South outscores Westside 16-15 in the fourth quarter alone, and they win it. It was 61-58. That's the official final score. 61-58 is your score. Papio South wins it by 3 over Omaha Westside. Westside got back to the state title game for the first time since 2014,
right?
And they fall. Papillion-La Vista South for the first time in school history after not being at the state tournament since 2021. They win it all, and they finish the season with a 26-3 record.
Yeah, Nick, you got to think they were a little disappointed they weren't able to make the tournament last year, and their crosstown rival, Papio, made it. Then they had to face the team that beat them, I wouldn't say easily earlier in the regular season. Papio to start it. You come in as the number one seed. You got a lot of turmoil as far as who won this district championships or not, so the more pressure came onto the Papillion-La Vista South Titans, and they answered the bell phenomenally. I mean, they dealt with everything that you can think of. I mean, Bryson Ball was phenomenal from game 1 to game 3, but they had a little bit of foul trouble. They felt they faced some early adversity from Papio South, the Monarchs. Then they faced a team that was just as well oiled, that had enough experience playing for the same thing, getting over the hump, in the Miller North Mustangs. And then they faced a game Westside Warriors team that was looking for revenge. True champions were crowned. No matter what happened in the district finals, the best team won today. Congrats to them. Phenomenal job by the coaches and the players, and obviously the fan base showed up as well.
Your final score one last time from Pinnacle Bank Arena on the Class A title game, Papio South 61, Omaha Westside 58. That'll do it for your Class A coverage. When we come back at 4:15 p.m., it'll be Class C2 action between Bergen and Cross County. Then Class B at 6:15 and Class D2 at 8:15 p.m. For Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert saying so long from PBA. We'll send it back to Harrison Arns in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, who will take you through until 4:15 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a